Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate alongside the Lone Ranger. We give you your mortgage and real estate news every weekend here on 580 AM, and we appreciate you tuning in.
And 107.3
That's
FM.
right. And we get all the news out there, digest it for you, tell you what's real news, what's not, what's fake news, what you don't need to worry about. This market right now, still chugging along, Bruce. I've got national news here from Lawrence Yoon. Now, this is a guy. There's a lot of people who talk about real estate. I love it when a Wall Street guy talks about real estate. He should talk about Wall Street.
Right.
This is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors talking about a calmer market, but still plenty of sellers' demand. Now, this goes along with three other articles I pulled off Fox Business, Fox News, a couple other real estate sites, talking about how, oh my gosh, home buying demand has slipped by 0.2%. So, like, the numbers they're saying, like that's the headline. Like, oh my gosh, there's less demand, but we're still getting multiple offers on everything. So still a crazy market out there for most people. And I just got back, well, you and I just got back from a conference with 500 of the best realtors and lenders in the country, and everybody's doing, I don't know anybody, any market where they don't have tight inventory and they don't have multiple offers come in. They all do, and they're worse off than us. They have to go.
They're actually much worse off than us.
50 to 100,000 over, and this is what's going to keep Florida going. So even if the rest of the country slows down, Florida will keep going. More people coming here. Like I said, we're moving from number 20 to number 13 most expensive state.
I think we're going to get even closer than that. You've been predicting 13. I'm not going to be surprised if we don't actually get that up into 18.
Yeah, well, I mean, from 20 down to 13 or up to 13 most expensive. So I want to see, but I just think that's what will happen because rates, they're still good, but not good when you think about 2-3 months ago we were at 3.5%.
It's interesting, Cleve, that we hear. I was at an event this week that I put on for cryptocurrency and buying real estate in crypto. And it was interesting to see the people's reaction when they said, hey, what are rates doing? I said, well, they're approaching the sixes. And they'd go, oh my God, they're so high. And I'm like, what do you mean they're so high? And compared to what? You mean compared to
last 5 years,
the fake interest rates that we saw?
Yeah.
That it was a gift for you?
Yep.
Right? So I look at that and I say, first of all, if you are in real estate, or you are in the mortgage business and you have that reaction, please do us all a favor and just get out of the business. Don't stay in the business. You're not a good advocate for your client. And I put this in perspective. I said, let me ask you a question. Let's just talk about interest rates and how they affect somebody's housing payment. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, right? How much do you think your house payment goes up when your rate goes up 1 full percent from 4.5 to 5.5, from 5.5 to 6.5? What do you think that goes up?
$200?
$200, $193 on a 350 property.
Pretty good. I'm doing this
now.
well.
How much do you think your payment goes up if the house went from $300 to $350? So $50,000 increase.
That's probably $400, right?
It's $316.
Okay. $300. All right.
It's $316. So here's the way I look at it. Forget the interest rate. As long as you're getting the appreciation. And we're still seeing appreciation. I'm looking at Seminole County numbers, and I know you got some solid numbers here that you like to report. But I went back and I looked at what were March's numbers for Seminole County median income or median sales price, and it was $365,990
Yep.
for March.
Yep.
I got them right here, $390
for which month? April.
For April, $390. So.
Yeah.
I mean, so are you complaining about the rate for 130, or are you complaining about how much equity you just lost by not jumping in the market?
And this is the buyer mentality, and this is what I see, because when I go through all these multiple offers, and it's like I'm an expert negotiator, so when I put my listings on the market, I've got a couple activating tonight, and when they go on, they will activate this week, but when they activate, I'll get those offers, and I talk to those agents over our 5-day market maker period. And I'll talk to those agents, and you know who wins the offer all the time?
Who?
It's not always on the price. It's not always on who's going to go over appraisal. And it's the one who is most motivated because they've lost a couple other homes. And so buyers that get out there going, oh, no, I'm not going. I'm going in at list price. I'm going in below list price, or I'll go $10,000 over on a nice $800,000 home. That doesn't work. And but my job, I might take that buyer who's got the great fast track approval from your office. They're fast tracked,
right?
And even though they didn't make the best offer, I'll say, hey, I got 3 others for $830. You're at $810. Go to $830. It's yours.
Right.
And I can do that. And that's what I do negotiating for these sellers.
But you're still seeing multiple offers on properties.
I am. And let's say from a year ago, we were at 20 to 30. Now I'm at 5 to 15.
But still, 5 is still frustrating, but it's better than it was. I spent the entire weekend making phone calls to listing agents on behalf of my buyers.
She's the only lender in town that does that.
I did the whole weekend. And listen, I was out. We flew in from out of town.
Yep.
We were in a convention all week. I said to my wife, pick me up at the airport. We're going to the boat. We spent the time on the boat. She goes, we're on the boat, but you're making calls all weekend. What are you doing? And I'm like, I got clients that are trying to get into houses right now.
Yep.
But do you know how many listing agents returned my phone calls?
1 out of 10.
0.
Really?
I had no return phone calls. I got a thumbs up on a text.
Oh, that's close.
I got
They're engaged.
I got a thumbs up on one of them. I did 5. I got 1 even replied to me.
Yeah.
The other ones just ghosted.
And it's funny because realtors, you're thinking out there, my lender doesn't call the agents that I put offers, the listing agents that my buyers put offers on. What's your number for people to reach realtors to reach?
407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. It's WeBringYouHome.com.
And Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118. Our specialty right now, Bruce, is getting our listing sold and getting the seller a month or 2 or 3 months afterwards in the house. They got their cash in their briefcase and they're shopping for a home, and that's what they need now. That's probably kind of the biggest. We have a housing shortage because the builders were behind for 10 years and all that, but our biggest shortage right now is sellers kind of stuck. They don't know how to do this. I got 2 phone calls this week or just yesterday from sellers going, I don't know how to do this. I'm moving out of state and I don't know how to get my cash, and they're not taking offers up there contingent on the closing. So, and if your realtor doesn't know how to arrange that, just call me first, 407-352-8118.
It's just easier.
It's just easier,
Don't let me explain it. Just call me. I'll
lovelandreport.com. All right?
That's funny. So, and there's a couple other things that we're doing because the biggest challenge, if I ask everybody in the market that's out looking for a property right now, Cleve, what is your biggest challenge? And they tell me, as a buyer, it's getting my offer accepted. So if that's the biggest challenge, you have to have a lender and a real estate agent that understand that need, right? So when you're advocating for your client, you're going to do whatever you can to show that listing agent that your buyer is the right buyer to choose.
Yep.
I do the same thing. I don't think that your credit union or your bank are calling listing agents on the weekend.
Oh, heck no.
I guarantee you they're not.
No,
I don't think Rocket Mortgage is calling anybody's on the weekend.
No,
I don't think any of the other lenders out there are doing that.
The personal relationship, I don't buy billboards. I don't buy Google pay-per-click ads. I don't buy ads from Zillow. I don't do that. I work on a relationship basis that I'm going to give people the best real estate advice they can based on my selling thousands and thousands of homes for over 30 years in Central Florida. So this is what you get when you work with somebody local like yourself. You get a couple more years in mortgages than I do. And you've seen this. I mean, when you started, what were rates? 15%? 13%?
I don't know. I did. That was in 1981. I didn't start
so
till
not 40
88.
years. Okay, all right.
But my first mortgage was 9.5%.
Yeah, they were in the 8s and 9s. Yeah.
On an adjustable rate. So interest rates at that point were probably 11.5%.
And so even in the 6s right now, if rates are around 6, people need to call you to get fast track to get the house they want. You'll work out the payment for them and go over it with them.
Absolutely.
When they do the math, they're not going to find anything better out there.
No, they're not
rates are the rates. They just want a good experience, and they want to make sure their loan.
And I want to talk a little bit about rates, but before we do that, when we're talking about getting selected as the winning offer, there's a couple of things that I do in addition to making a call to the listing agent. This helps. I have a guarantee that if I don't close the transaction on time, I'll pay the seller up to $500 a day in writing. I'll cap that out at $5,000.
Yep.
Okay. I will guarantee that transaction will close. The loan's fully underwritten. It's fully approved. Don't keep missing out on opportunities because you don't have the right team. Call Cleve. Call Bruce, the loan arranger. You can reach me at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com, or you can call Cleve directly at 407-352-8118.
And then also, this is funny here, because all these numbers I have, Bruce, it's like this is the headlines for real estate now. Nothing's slowed down, but yet they're talking about how pending home sales have dropped. They've slipped for the 5th straight month. Well, the meter's down 1%. But there's still the pending contracts would be higher if we had more inventory.
Right.
Like literally, we're probably 2 years behind on inventory as far as people selling.
I think
moving.
we're at least 2 years behind on inventory. I mean, even if builders could ramp it up, which they can't do right now.
Well, what's important? I mean, real estate will keep moving no matter what, and people are always going to want another place to live. Things are going to happen. Jobs are going to change. Couples are going to get married. People are going to have children, need bigger homes. All these things. They're going to need smaller homes when they want to retire. The kids go off to college. I've got one of those right now.
It's constantly moving.
Great house coming on right now in Longwood. In fact, let me jump into that real quick.
Sure.
4,500 square feet. The owner spent about $200,000 renovating this over the past 2 years. Pool, summer kitchen, structure pergola out back with the louvered roof that opens up in the sun.
Wow.
Rain sensor and closes. The inside's been redone from what the builder did. It was a great floor plan, master down, actually double masters up. All the bedrooms have their own bath. 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 4,500 square feet in a gated neighborhood in Longwood, right by that's Lake Brantley High School.
Okay.
And it's a great
schools, great neighborhood.
great area, and a newer home. And
How
this
much
house
is that
new.
house?
That house will be $849,900.
I'll tell you what, I bet you have that sold here in the next 3 days.
Well, our market maker program, it's on the market now. We close bidding Monday. Around noon, and it will probably be gone. I'll have several offers on that. But what's funny is what I'm seeing though, the listings I'm getting, Bruce, I'm getting some listings though where a house like this, somebody would have priced it at $950, and the seller's calling me after 90 days, going, "Hey, I need some help. I don't know what's going on here," and I can walk through it and see, it was the staging, it was the marketing, it's the condition of the home, it's all kinds of things besides the price. But you can't get greedy in this market. Buyers are pretty smart as to what's out there. And I think I could have priced this one much higher, but I just think I'd rather have 5 or 6 offers to pick the best buyer.
You'll end up getting more than your asking price anyways. So, and if you're looking for a loan, if you don't want to put down 20%, we can do a jumbo loan for you with as little as 3% down, or 5% with no PMI, or you can get my amazing jumbo product, put 20% down, and I'll get you the best rate in town. Call me at 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger. That's 407-250-9144, or call Cleve directly if you'd like to look at that listing. He's got buyer's agents available that can show you the property, and he can be reached at 407-352-8118.
How much time we got, Bruce?
We have about 2 minutes.
Okay. And I just think, this market we're in is just very important that people have their loans set up. Like I'm doing a 1031 exchange right now. You guys are fast tracking me. I've got 60, 90 days to shop, and you guys are going to fast track me. So when I had a property I bought for $150, sold for $300. So my tax basis is really low. And so I'm going to reinvest that money in probably something for about $400. Raise my tax basis, have some tax savings on that, still have good cash flow, even though investment property rates are probably almost 7, right?
Well, yes, they are pushing 7.
And I'm not worried about that. I know it will cash flow
Who
because
cares?
everything I'm putting down on it. I don't need a massive mortgage on it. I'll probably only be 50% LTV. But the thing to look at is you want to be set and ready to go and have everything in and have everything done. Your team has all my documents. I'm done. I'm ready to go.
Well, and that's the way you do it. You don't nickel and dime it. You get everything together so you can go. Now, when we come back from the next break, I want to talk to you about what you think about all the commotion in the rental market on trying to create some type of a rent restrictions on raising rents that is not legal in this state right now. But rent control is not. It's not
going to make it in this state.
It's not going to make it in this state.
All right,
but how do we help people like that? And when we come back from the next break, I want to talk a little bit about that. One more time with your phone number.
407-352-8118. Chances are one of the rooftops on your street, Loveland Properties, has sold it.
Yes, and if you'd like to talk to the loan arranger, I can be reached at 407-250-9144, or go to my website, apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.